Good morning, guys. Well, it's morning here, early morning. It is 6:35 in the morning. Came down to the store to pick up things that sold so I can ship them out today early. It is July 8th, 2024, Monday. I think, did I say Monday? Anyway, it's Monday. And I'm down at the bookstore, but these are some individual items, 7 individual items that sold on Amazon and on eBay. I also sold 4 or 5 lots on eBay, VHS and DVD lots. So those were really nice sales. I didn't have large quantity. I didn't sell 20, 25 over the weekend, but I did sell, I think it's a total of 11 or 12 between Amazon and eBay, most of them on eBay. And I did have a nice individual sale on eBay. Now, because it's summer, I like to come down early in the morning, especially earlier in the week, but most weekdays, to pick up things that sold from the previous day so that I can get back home because I have my kids at home. Obviously, they're not in school. So anyway, that's a side note, but I like to come down here early and take care of that. We were open on Saturday here at the store. There was a big event for like the 4th of July celebration. There was a live band and there was vendors, food vendors and that kind of stuff, but it was pretty slow in the store. We had one bigger sale, which saved the day. But I think that it's funny. It's like this next Saturday is the art walk, and that's always our best day of the whole month. It just brings a different demographic of people that actually want to buy books. So that's really shows you, it depends on where your bookstore is located. But that's a side note. This is going to be a video talking about things that pop into my head, but mostly just talking about these, keeping your sales up on eBay and Amazon by listing quality items that people want to buy. And when it comes to books and other media, now I mostly sell books, CDs, and DVDs on eBay. I also will sell other random things like VHS tapes, records, cassette tapes, things like that, other types of media. But for the most part, those are the 3 big categories that I sell. Now, some of this stuff like this, okay, so this is all eBay here. Some of the stuff like this one's been up for a while. This one's been up for a good amount of time. This one as well. This one a little more recent, and this one for a little bit of time as well. So these are all ones that actually are not anything new that I've listed. Excuse me. But they are. This is kind of what I talk about when I say it is and it isn't compounding effect when you start listing a lot of items on eBay and Amazon as well. Now, I don't sell the same. I don't have 100 copies of this book, right? I just have 1 copy. But the more you list of quality items, the more you sell, period. And things might not sell right away, but they will sell later on. So if things are generally slow and you're listing new things, but they're not selling as quickly as you thought, typically some older stuff will kick in and sell. So just kind of, the bottom line is you want to keep listing, obviously, every week. You don't have to list every single day, but I suggest setting a weekly goal and hitting that goal throughout the week. If you want to do it daily, that's great, whatever works for you. But set that weekly goal and hit that goal for your listing, especially if you're only doing online. Of course, if I was only doing eBay, only doing Amazon, and I didn't have 2 stores, then I would have way more time to put into it. But if you're entirely online, then you definitely should put all your effort into sourcing new good items, taking photos, listing them on eBay. And then, of course, if you're doing Amazon, you don't have to take photos. You can just source them and list them and wait for the sale to come in. So as an example, this one is a signed book, one of hundreds and hundreds that I still have for sale. This was signed in 1981. Crazy. Most of these books that are signed, almost all of them that I sell were from the former owner of this store. He had a massive personal collection that he had amassed over the many decades. Obviously, this one from 1981, and many of those were in storage when he died in 2017, and they sat in storage. Actually, sat in his apartment, then they were put in storage, and then I ended up being the one that had the opportunity to buy over 2,000 books. It was probably way more than 2,000, but it was over 100 boxes. And then that led to the store here, which in the back room there, which I've showed you before, had many, many, many more boxes and shelves of books, including many of these types of signed first edition rare collectible type books. So these kind of, it depends on what it is, right? Like this one here by David Bischoff, this one was not highly sought after, but someone came along and purchased it, $14.99. I still have a whole 2 bookshelves, probably, I don't know, 150. It's hard to say exactly, but over 100 more of signed books from that big collection that I bought years ago. This one is from the Gaylords of CDs only. If you've been watching my videos, you know that that I've had, I bought 5 Gaylords of CD only pallets, and this one came from there. These were all scanned by FBA only seller, and they left everything else behind, and I've made really good money off of selling not only merchant fulfilled, but mostly on eBay and in my store. And this is one that sold for $17. I took an offer plus shipping. These 2 here came from donations, 5 boxes, which I've talked about in the past. This guy had come in, but I haven't talked about it in a little while. So if you're a newer viewer, this guy had come in. This is last couple of years ago. He had 2 different donations of 5 boxes, so total of 10 boxes of CDs that were in almost brand new condition, and they were mostly international or rare soundtracks, jazz and classical CDs, and I continue to sell them. So both of these sold. This one sold for $8 plus shipping. Oh geez, what did this one sell for? I'm not remembering, but this John Wayne Volume 2 sold. I can't remember how much it sold for, but I still have tons of those listed, and they just keep selling. So that's what I mean. You can get in a really nice, however you source, right? I mean, I get a lot of donations, but I also do a lot of bulk buys, and I do a lot of trades. But if you're out there sourcing and you're looking for bulk, you can either get into the pallet or Gaylord game, or you can just look locally on Facebook Marketplace, offer up, next door, or just go straight up to estate sales, go to garage sales, and just say, hey, do you have any more CDs? Do you have any more books? Do you have any more DVDs? Do you have any more VHS tapes, etc.? And you'd be amazed what you would find. Now, this was the big sale over the weekend for an individual item. This is one. So this is an example of a book that was out here on the shelf. I can't tell you how many. So many at this point. I've lost track how many books I've found sitting on the shelves as I continue to go through them. Now I've gone through 1, 2, and almost not quite finished with, I have a couple more shelves at the top there, but I finished from the bottom all the way almost to the top of the second bookcase. How many books I've found that are worth money that are just sitting on the shelves, either underpriced or priced high, and it's unlikely someone's going to walk in and buy it. And this was an example. So if you come across a book like this, Oracles and Demons of Tibet, the cult and iconic, I can't say that word, iconography of the Tibetan protective deities, it is so specific. It's not just oracles and demons, but it's of Tibet. If you come across a book like this, or this book, you definitely want to look it up. This one actually has an ISBN. And I sold it. I took an offer of $70 plus shipping. I had it up for $100, but it's been sitting for a little bit, not like years and years, but a decent amount of time. So that was a really nice sale. These are the kind of books when you're out in the, sourcing, wherever you source, that you want to keep an eye out for. Very specific, very niche, drilled down. Yeah, and so I would always look those books up, and this one be on the lookout for because it's pretty rare. So that's just an example of the kind of books that I still find on the shelves. Now this whole wall here is fiction, so it's going to be a while, but when I get into the fiction, I'm probably going to be what I'm going to be looking for is first editions and any signed copies that there might be sprinkled in there. But all the nonfiction is really where the money is when it comes to reselling books, individual books, outside of, like I just mentioned, for fiction. That's where you can find this kind of rare stuff, and I keep finding it. That was one of the reasons why I didn't open the store, is because I hadn't gone through all the books, but I'm going through that process now. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.